we're Twin Flame Revolution.
Hi, I'm Nicole.
I'm Dove, and if you have not seen our videos before, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're so excited to be talking to you today about something that a lot of people have asked us about, Twin Flame Runner Chaser. So if you don't know us, we are both psychics. We both channel. We do really deep energy work with people, with our clients. Through our union, we've actually been able to really awaken a lot of our gifts and go through a process. We do deep past life work, soul level work, soul realignment, and so we wanted to talk to you guys about this because we always say, like, come, leave us comments, talk to us, send us messages, right? So a lot of you have been leaving us message and talking about the runner chaser and the dynamic and the difficulties of the twin flame union, and the separations that happen in that process. So there are tons of videos about runner chaser. So what we're going to impart on you guys today is mostly our experience, right? Our experience, what's come up with our clients, what's come up in our union, and we really just want to share that with you in a really honest and transparent way. But there's also great information, you know, out there, and we're not going to try to do like a tutorial on what it is and everything. We're just going to share with you from our perspective. So the first sort of thing that we wanted to talk to you guys about is a sort of primal and universal law of energetics and how the energetics work just in any situation where we sort of fall into a space of grasping, into a space of needing. And when we, you know, often we have a lot of wounds between us, and we'll talk about that more. You know, when twin flames come together, they have done a lot of work oftentimes when they're able to actually come together in 3D, but the truth is that we're also working through a lot of human wounds and a lot of historical wounds and a lot of ancestral wounds and past life and separations from this life. And a lot of twins happen to go through really deep difficulty in this life, and a lot of that is so that you can transform it. So that you can transform it and you can connect to others in that pain, and you can use it for your purpose and your life, and you can transform it broadly. So as we transform things, we really transform it in a sort of collective way. So we have a lot of stuff, right? We take a lot of stuff with us into these, into this sort of closing of the gap of the union. And so yes, we can come into a place where we end up getting, you know, we kind of want to grab onto it, try to hold it, try to control it, try to grasp it. And what happens? What happens with finances when we try to grab them? What happens with partners when we grab them? What happens with any of these situations? The energetics of it start to create a push and a pull. Right? So as you're trying to grab onto and grasp hold of this connection, it's running away from you. Right? It's the same. You were just talking with somebody about it today with regard to finances. If you go into a place of lack, into a place of fear, into a place of need, you're going to repel that money that you're trying to actually bring into your life. And so the reason that we bring up money as sort of like a semi-example is because it's just energy. Okay? And we also are just energy, and we feel each other's energy, and twins really feel each other's energy, right? We know that. You guys know that. You know that you feel each other from a distance. So there's no sort of like, I'm going to put on a mask and I look really great here in the 3D and like I'm totally not grasping onto you, but energetically they can feel that pulling. So that's, you know, a place we really wanted to start for you guys to kind of bring some consciousness into that. And you know, we'll talk about sort of more about why we run and all of that happens too. And the other thing we really want to talk to you guys about, a lot of people message us and they say, this cannot possibly be my twin flame relationship because it's so damn hard. Right? My twin doesn't want to do the work, so therefore it can't be my twin. They don't want to be near me, so it can't be my twin. They say they hate me, they've blocked me. It's not fun, I don't want to do this. And then a lot of other people are like, oh, I can't wait to manifest this relationship. It's going to be like heaven on earth. And you know what? We're not discrediting that. So when things are great and we're aligned up and we're in that space without our blocks and we're in that space without our triggers, and we have a lot of tools. We have a lot of tools. And still we're not always in that space. But when we are in that space, it's awesome. It's a beautiful experience and it's very harmonious. But the thing is that the twin flame relationship is really this grinding and burning of all of your junk to your evolution. This is our evolution. So it doesn't feel that good all the time. And it's really meant to be a journey like all the way inside to yourself, because your energies are very connected. So inside to yourself is also evolution for your twin, and so on and so forth. And the thing is, you know, we really felt that was important to tell a lot of you, because a lot of people think like this is going to be easy and simple and flowing, and when it's not that, and it's grinding and it's halting and it's painful, there's a lot of surprise and a lot of sort of disheartened energy, and this is just part of the process. It's part of the process. So imagine it's like this, and at the beginning you were at the base of the pyramid, but you were one, right? You were one, and you split, and over time that gap between you gets bigger and bigger, and in between it is all these blocks, all the lifetimes, all the wounds, all the inner child stuff, on and on and on. And as you're coming together back in union again in the 3D, you've got all that pile of stuff that needs to get shrunk down and removed. And first, of course, it happens like at an energetic level that's fast, right? But it still needs to come down in the 3D, and you need to keep removing and removing and removing. So sometimes people think like, oh my God, this is going too long. It's too long. I've been working on this. It's taking too long. It's supposed to be great. It's supposed to be that. So we wanted to give you that perspective a little too.
Wow. You killed it. I'm sitting around, I'm like, oh.
There's so much
whenever
to
I hear
say.
truth, I'm just like, oh God, yeah, I just went somewhere else, because it's just so true. I mean, Dove and I just, when we first met, before we even when we met, like before we even went into union, because there was a difference. Like when we committed verbally, like we committed, she cried for 5 hours. Didn't know why she was crying, because you now are just, you are together, you are preparing, we were preparing this whole time for this moment, knowing what we were gonna go through. Like our souls knew, like there was an aspect, it was so scary, it was beyond scary. So I just want to honor the fear.
Yeah.
The fear of intensity from the masculine point of view. The intensity of it is like, first of all, I got new runners. I always get new runners. No, I'm kidding, because we do energetically.
Oh, I just got it.
We energetically are petrified. We're petrified of going into our emotions. Like, feminine energy is emotions. Masculine energy is petrified to go there. So yes, they're Adidas. They're beautiful. It was a joke.
I was like, what? What does that have to do with it?
The treads are gone. The treads are gone. I had to get new ones.
That masculine running
just
away
wants
from that
to. I want to
intensity.
resist everything and just run, because it's so scary. It's so scary at all times. So I want to honor that. I want to honor the masculine, and I'm not talking about man or woman. Like, I'm not talking about men. I'm just talking about masculine energy, because sometimes there's twins where the female has the masculine energy, and you can see that. And so the masculine, tends to be the runner in one way, like literally running, like bye, goodbye. Why is that? Because for me, there is a point where I need a level of autonomy. There's a side of me that needs the space. I need that time for me to restore and to get my stuff together, right? And so feminine energy is a little bit different in that way, and so Dove will talk more about that. But then, when I'm going through something, I'm like a dog that's wounded in the corner. Like, come close, I'm gonna bite you. Because I need that time to be with me, to address that, to go into meditation, to go into union with God, and to restore and to break. And that, like, for me, when I do that and I come out of that, she is like, you're beautiful, like, because I'm in a different place. And so there has to be a level of respect for one another, to know that there's different needs actually in those moments. And so just knowing that is really, really important. And the more she grasps at me, like just what she was talking about grasping, it's almost like an uncontrollable repel. Like, it's almost like there were times where when she was really going through her stuff, and before she had that just massive breakthrough, where she was like, didn't trust that if she let go, that I'd be there. She didn't trust that I'd actually be there. She was like, if I let go, she's gonna leave, like, she's gone. And it's like, and this is an illusion. This is not true for any relationship, because whatever's true whatever is true, it goes through the fire, it will be there on the other side. Always. It's not going anywhere. It is the truth. When you are in union, even if you're in separation, but union with your twin flame, you guys are in union. There is nothing that's going to take that away. And so when we connect in that way, there's like this peace and comfort and knowing that happens. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful because when we were separated, we could meet each other there. And I know Dove can like go on for days about that actually.
Yeah, just meeting in your, in the 5D is what Nicole's talking about, meeting in that energy when you are always going to have that connection, right? If you're physically separated with your twin, like you can go into that space, you can go into that energy, you can go into that heart center together and you can meet each other there. And a lot of work can be done there as well, and when you're taking on the work, if you're the one that's ready to take on the work and your partner's not at the moment, that's okay, because in some lifetimes it was reversed and so on and so forth. It's like whoever's ready to take that on. And Nicole made a great point and something we definitely want to talk to you guys about. You both run, right? We both run.
Yes.
And it's just, it can be part of the dance. It happens. Because I ran, but I didn't realize that I was running because I did it in a different way. Because what I did is I shut down. Right? I went internally. I went into that overly feminine and just kind of plopped in and gave up, right? And guess what? I wasn't present for her at all, right? I thought I was there because I went through it and we went through the stuff together and we went through the trauma and because I cooked or I cleaned or I did whatever. But at the end of the day, I was depleted and I was introverted and I completely was not present, because when we are really shutting down on a deep level inside and becoming not present, we can't meet them. And little secrets, another thing that really, really triggers running, which does not sound logical, but is very much our experience, is when your twin doesn't feel you.
Yes.
Even if they think like what it is I don't want to be with you, what it really is that they don't feel you. And as soon as they feel that disconnect, it triggers them and it makes them try to preserve themselves and they run. Okay? And so I'm going to say it again because I want you to take some time to see how that's relevant for you, because it really is the truth. When you feel, or your partner feels, that you're not feeling each other, you're starting to feel the disconnect, you're not feeling that sort of energetic lock, somebody starts to run, right? So I will shut down internally when I don't feel it, and she'll literally start to run away.
Yeah.
And it took us a long time to realize that she wasn't really sick of me when she left, and she wasn't really not in love with me anymore. I was so not present for so long that she was so abandoned feeling and so separated and wanted so much to be with me and didn't even know how to compute that information that she just ran away.
I actually just want to say
Yeah.
something else. So when I wasn't doing well, so I ran, not only running out of the house and leaving, like not being there, but like I ran to drugs and alcohol and things like that. And so that would be my way. And even if I came home and I was present and high, I still wasn't really there. I was running. But as for Dove went out of her way to take care of me, cook me dinner all the time, make sure that I was okay. And so what happened was when I started to say, you're not, like, I can't feel all these things, and I'd be like, you're not there, she would just be like, I don't understand. She was like, I do everything for you. I go out of my way to the expense of herself. Like, she would do it, not taking care of herself, which also causes the masculine to run when the feminine is not taking care of herself and not grounded and not in her divinity and not in all of her greatness and is depleted. We feel that. Because here's a, ladies or men, here's a secret. When she took her power back, when she took care of herself, when her eyes were focused on her, when her love started with her, when she did that, I literally was asked by my higher self to bow down to her every morning for, like, it was about a week. I was like, really? Really? And I did. I wanted to, and I would bow down and kiss her feet. And she would just put her hand on my back, and she's just tell me how beautiful I was. And so that was this perfect dance of like seeing her in all of her power. The masculine wants to literally get on its knee and like hold her up and just exalt her. And that's a truth. That's a truth. And so women, if you feel like, you know, like you need to serve your man and you're just doing it or serving and at the expense of yourself, it's not good for yourself, the highest good, and for your partner. You come first, the love for you. Now, I'm not saying like tonight, be like, I'm not cooking you dinner, you can go, you know, screw yourself, and I'm not gonna do anything. No, you can do all of it. You can love yourself, and then outwardly that love pours out and be present. And that was what I wanted. Here's the thing. When she realized that she wasn't present, she like literally came up to me, bawling, crying, was like, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. And then when she did that, I realized that all I wanted was to be close to her, and all I wanted was her, and all of a sudden this shift happened because we realized that we didn't hate each other's guts, that we actually just were hurt that we couldn't feel each other. And that changed the game. That changed the whole thing. That really changed it, because then we got that aha moment, like, oh my God, we don't freaking hate each other. We really love each other, and there's a possibility that we could shift this whole thing and really be in union. And when you talk about, like, I used to resent when people were like, you can be in harmony with your twin. I used to resent that back in the day because I was like, I don't understand how to get there. I was like, what does that mean? I wanted to like, oh my God, I was so triggered.
Because harmony, it doesn't just naturally, for a lot of twins. Okay, listen, I am sure that there are some people out there who have done so much work over the different lifetimes and this lifetime that when they come together, they're pretty much in a space where most of the work is done. And although that's true for all of us on like a large scale, it still feels like a lot of work is still left to do in this life. So for a lot of twins, the initial coming together and even a lot of the relationship does not feel like this beautiful harmonious experience. It feels like a lot of grinding and a lot of cleansing and a lot of purifying, because it is, yes. Right? Because this relationship is about purification. And you know when Nicole was saying that when I learned to love me, guess what? She is me. So if I'm loving me, then I'm loving her on a way deeper level, right? So if I'm really not loving me, there's a big aspect of her that I'm not loving. I'm not accepting. And if I'm not accepting her, there's a huge aspect of me that I'm not accepting. And I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is, right? So we don't get to hate our twin, bash our twin, all these things, and it not affect us, and the other way around. And the other thing too is, you know, we're gonna get into another aspect of this running and chasing situation. So a lot of people say to us, what is wrong with me? What did I do? What could I do differently? Guess what? We run from ourselves.
Yes.
We run from us. That's what's happening. So our twin or we run to drugs, other people, alcohol, food, sex, whatever we can do to run away from ourselves. So if your twins left you for, you know, silly person that they go out with and go to the beach all the time with or whatever, right? And it isn't that serious for them. That's what they're going for. They're going to escape the intensity of their growth process with you. We are a mirror. That can be difficult sometimes, especially for the masculine energy. It's tiring. They don't want to always be in this growth process. They want to just go and whatever, kick up their feet, right? And not worry about it. Have something simple. And so if your twin is with somebody else right now, let me assure you, your connection is unbreakable, okay? And it is not because of you. It is not because they don't love you. And it is not because you could be better. It is because right now, they are not equipped to deal with themselves. And if they have to deal with you, they have to deal with themselves. It's like going and looking in the mirror. And if you can't even look at yourself in the mirror, why would you go be with somebody that is a constant reflection of you in that moment? Yep. In that moment. That's all I'm saying, is in the moment. The beautiful thing is, you can look at your twin in that light. You're not going to insult them anymore. You're not going to say they're an asshole who abandoned you anymore. You're going to say, okay, I have compassion for that,
Yes.
right? But right now, I can look at myself in the mirror, so I'm going to go ahead and sign up and do the work I need to do,
Yes.
right? I'm going to do this on behalf of both of us, on behalf of our soul's evolution, letting go of the 3D outcome, but saying, like, I know that this is an evolution, and I'm signed up for the evolution. I'm here on this planet with my twin at the same time because I am signed up for my evolution.
Yes.
And that's a choice. That's the other thing. People come to us and they say, I don't want this. Okay, well, you can choose to not go through that evolution right now. Will it feel like crap? Is it going to make your life, you know, look like a mess? Maybe, maybe not, right? It's going to be whatever, but don't feel that you are without choice. On the other hand, some of us are called by our soul to do things, and we listen.
And we just answer the
my,
call.
right? Because both of us at different periods were called by our soul to do this. To do this dance, to do this work, to have this experience, and then to be here for you guys, right? So, you know, let go of that sort of feeling, sort of a victimness, because our conceptual mind cannot, like our idea of a relationship here in this 3D world, it's too limited to understand like how deep this twin flame connection is. So when we start trying to limit it with our mind, we get all wrapped up in these things. We get wrapped up in our ego. We get wrapped up in those emotions, and we kind of lose ourselves a little bit in that process.
Yeah, like, so for this moment, I always go there. What if you didn't judge yourself? Just right now, like, we're talking about all this stuff, and maybe we're kicking stuff up, maybe we're triggering you, maybe we're not. But if we're triggering you in any way, or you totally, like, identify with this, at this moment, if you're in separation, or you're with someone, and it's a mess, or it's not a mess, it's beautiful, doesn't matter. No judgment to self. This is such a huge, huge part to bringing all the focus onto self. She said, when we run, we are running from ourselves. It's never, let me just say this again, it is never, my stuff, even as a twin flame, is never about her. When we take full responsibility, I never get to blame her, which is beautiful, because it's never about her. It's always about me, my perception, the way I see things. She can't do anything to me unless I allow it. And most of the stuff that comes up that she does is because there's something in me that needs to be healed. There's something that she does that I do that I hate.
Of course we do that.
And that's like that with most people, actually, when we get annoyed. So this moment is to no judgment against you and no judgment against anyone else.
Right.
There is no right or wrong. There's just experience. I love this dance that her and I do. It is friggin' beautiful, full of knowledge and wisdom, and it is messy.
Yes.
Love it to be messy. The messier, the better. There's no restrictions. There's no like, I gotta be, no, where I get to tap into my divinity's convictions. My conviction. One more time, my convictions. What is true for me? What is like not good for me? What is great for me? Make a mess. Make a mess. And learn how to look at yourself and clean it up. Everything comes up to be healed. Everything. And if you're running from you.
Yeah.
Right? I did drugs for 20 years off and on because I couldn't face Nicole. All the past life trauma, all the abuse, all the trauma, all the not feeling good enough, all the just not feeling loved, all the fear of no one being there for me being alone, for me never getting it, for me being different, for me being weird, for me being unconditional love when everyone else was placing conditions. And I was like, oh my God, like I don't know how to deal with this. And now, when I got there, I didn't die when I started to feel. I learned that the feelings from not running, that's the gems are in there. The emotions, letting go in them, letting go in this horrific emotions, letting go and trusting that, listen, I do not give her the glory or me the glory for what we just did and what we are doing in our lives. I give God it and my higher self it as a team that just together, it's one thing. Like for us to just have this grace and mercy and beautiful like love that just transforms and allows us to do this work, and it's so, so beautiful. And to be able to share that with you, and love you unconditionally.
We do.
I love you unconditionally. And I always say this, why am I in love with all of you? Because I am so friggin' in love with Nicole. And I'm so friggin' in love with this chick right here. And I'm so friggin' in love with you. Because once you are here and you face yourself, you will meet yourself and you will be like, damn, you are powerful. We are all powerful. We're all the same. And when you realize that all the shit and all the trauma, when you move it out of the way, it doesn't define you. It doesn't mean it. It's not even there. It's not even there. You are perfect. You are friggin' perfect. And when you meet yourself and you're like, hello, lovely, it's like, I mean, first of all, your twin is gonna be like, hello, baby. Like, mwah. Like, it is sexy. It is beautiful. It is creation. It is awesome.
Okay, well, thank you. Jeez. We're like, that is truth. That's truth. Took my breath away for a second. And you know what? It really reminded me of something that I wanted to tell you guys as well. So, not going into having that judgment for yourself allows you to not have judgment for other people. And having judgment for your twin and having anger towards your twin is something that they can really feel. So when I was talking before about bringing yourself into a place of compassion for your twin, that also opens the space, right? Because when we have all this anger and we're sending all this anger towards our twin, it's really pushing them away as well. And, you know, taking the finger and turning it around to us every single time. Not, my twin ran away and they did this and so they're a loser and this and that and they're an asshole and I'm perfect. And I actually spent times like legitimately not looking at myself and being like, oh, maybe she also ran away because of my shit, right? We tend to create this focus where it's like, oh, the runner, like, let's focus on all the crap the runner's doing wrong and the masculine energy that doesn't want to deal with this. But also, we have a lot of shit and responsibility, right? So, but what we can really work on is our stuff. And then on an energetic level, we can actually work on both our stuff. Because on an energetic level, you can do a lot of work, even in separation. In fact, you should. Because it's going to help on a fifth dimensional level, on an energetic level, and your union is important. It's important to this world. Even if you are not in 3D union, and certainly we always suggest that people just kind of relinquish their ideas of the outcome, because what happens in that space is everything becomes possible. When we have limiting mind beliefs about what we want it to look like, hey, maybe the universe has something better. I didn't know if Nicole would ever and I would ever be back together. And my soul asked me to not give up on our work, so I healed for me and for her and I when we were separated. And I didn't give up on the connection, but I did let go of the possibility that we wouldn't be back together again. And so what I did was I let the universe hear me and I let the work be done for us to see what would happen. And if you had asked me when we were separated if I thought that not only we would get back together and that we would still be married and that now we would have dedicated our lives to the work that we're doing together, I would have never imagined it. So the universe has amazing possibilities for you. Yeah. If you just work on you and on your energy and step out of the way a little, the universe can give you, you know, maybe more than you could imagine.
Yeah. So here's the challenge, right? If someone in your life is running, don't chase them. Take your shoes off, put your feet on the earth, hold tight, do the work, because do not chase, do the work. Keep praying, keep asking things to be cleared as they come up. Let go of the fear of losing, right? If it's true union, it will be there. Let go and work on you, love you, stand up for you. And actually, when you do that, you help the person that's running. You really, truly help them. And sometimes, like in our relationship, one of us would be running, like if she was just kind of like imploding, like going inward and not well, I'd have to hold it down. And when I'm taking off, you know, in any way that I was doing it, she had to hold it down. One of you have to, or you don't have to, but it's awesome if you do.
Right.
Because if you have the strength to hold it down and do the work, that's beautiful. Because it helps you, it helps them, it helps your family, it helps your extended family, it helps your soul group. Your light alone helps the world.
Yeah.
Right? And we also just want to send all our light and love to Manchester. And we did a huge clearing this morning, just helping that space. And I know that a lot of people are just riled up, and there's a lot of mourning, and we send love to the families. And I just felt really like I needed to say that and to send our love to UK and to everyone. It rocked everyone just because of you know, the concert that I was. Everyone knows Ariana, and it's like it was painful, and we just really just want you to know that we love you, like really love you, and we honor all your fear and all your pain and all your mourning and grief.
Yes, we're really with you guys. And you know, so challenge yourself, and we're gonna extend this offer again to you guys. So if you want to talk to us about what's going on with you, and or anything you want to talk to us about, send us an email at info@twinflamerevolution.com, and we will schedule a 20-minute call with you for free, and we can just discuss and listen to you, and connect with you. And if you're, you know, let's talk. And if you're just wanting to connect, let's talk. If you're ready to do the work because you want to know what that is, let's talk. Because wow, us without our tools, right? That's another challenge altogether. So part of why we do this work, you know, and we really have dedicated ourselves, is because we didn't have the tools around Nicole's addiction. We didn't have them around the abuse. We didn't have them around our union. We didn't have these tools. And we do now, in a big way. And we have a lot of skills, and we're here to serve you. That's what we're here to do. So if you're ready to do the work, you know, or even if you're not, but you want to talk to us, like, let's talk. So email us. And we love you guys. Please subscribe if it's your first time watching our video. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Please stay in touch because we have a lot of stuff coming, and we are here to serve in every way, in every capacity we can. So if we can do low-cost calls or amazing high-impact products that don't cost you guys a lot, or, you know, incredible life-changing programs, which we have. So all variety of stuff. Just stay connected.
Yes.
And, you know, stay connected as a group, because our energy is strong as well to be all together, and we love being connected with you guys. We love you so much. We love our community. We love all of you guys, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.
Bye.